What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved. You will forgive me for a moment as I rearrange my desk very quickly, and there it is! Now we get started. So every time I start an episode, and my desk is just like in disarray, data array, your array, my array, it's all over the place. I have to sit here for just a second and clickety-clack around my desk in order to get everything settled. So, in the previous episode, we had wandered around and accomplished jack shit nothing. That was largely due to the fact that, unfortunately, I was a long way from level 35, and I can't seem to find any caves. I don't know, I have a map with the caves written on them. I walk around and I try to find them, and ultimately I think a lot of the maps are wrong, or I think they've got the little ping points wrong because I don't see any caves at a lot of those locations. So we're just gonna sideline that for right now. Just sidebar, we're gonna put it off to the side. And today we hit level 35, and so first things first, let's jump into our inventory because we've got a whole bunch of Engram points that we gotta put into some stuff. So, on this side, 118 Engram points. The stuff that we got with level 35 is pretty cool, and rifling through here, you will see that the first thing we have is a long neck rifle. I've heard that this is actually the only gun in the game that is actually intensely useful. Everybody else says that, like, the pistol isn't that good, although I was pleased with the pistol. I was able to kill bats with one shot with it. I was able to, like, do some damage with the pistol. It's just not amazing. I think it does, like, 45 or 50 damage a shot. And so I like the pistol so far. It's been useful in situations where I've got stuck fighting raptors and things like that. I don't think it's useless as some people put it, but people talk very, very highly about the long neck rifle. It's not just because they have way too much THC in their system. I'm going to learn the ammo, and then I'm going to get the long neck rifle. So there it is right there. I want the Pteranodon saddle for sure, because if we can get ourselves mobile and in the air, like if we can start off by doing some prehistoric aviation, I think that it's going to make it much easier for us to scout around and make stuff. What just happened? Oh my god, things are happening right now. Oh yeah, we needed to talk about, okay, so Dash Nasty and Flash Nasty. Technically, these are different Dash Nasties and Flash Nasties. So I went into the cave that's across the river over there, the one that we cleared out about 4 or 5 episodes ago, and I started farming bats and just hanging out, trying to get my level ups. And my cats fell through the floor. So, unfortunately, what I'm going to say is that we should never ever take any of our pets into caves if we can help it, because I lost, like, highly leveled pets that just fell through the floor, like level 16 or level 17. Not the number you see above their head right now, because technically she's still level 1. But you know what I mean. Unfortunately, I lost 2 leveled up cats just running around, and I just spent a bunch of time last night getting 2 more cats so that the YouTube playthrough would not be ruined. As of right now, this is my retinue. I've decided that I'm not going to I've decided that I'm not going to have that many dinosaurs around anymore when I travel because they tend to trip over each other. And with the way that the AI and the pathfinding tries to move through jungles and things of that nature, the downside here is that it calculates with respect to the other dinosaurs that are following you around, and so they can actually block each other's AI paths and cause them to stall out and just do all kinds of weird things. And so I would recommend that if you've got a big dinosaur with you, you should not bring like 14 raptors along with you on the opposite end, because they just get lost and confused and it just gets ugly all around. For right now, let's get back to leveling up our stuff, because I did want to make that rifle. I don't think I have that many supplies with me right now, so we may not be able to make the rifle in this episode. Hopefully it's something we can accomplish in the next one. There's a Carbonemus saddle. I kind of want to ride a turtle, so yeah, let's go ahead and take that one too. The chitin gear might be useful. We have... Wait, I already learned the water jar. Are there 2 water jars? Oh, that's weird. I know for a fact I've already taken that Engram. Why is that grayed out? Look, you can see it in my inventory right now. I made that one right there. Huh. Weird. I'm not sure what went wrong right there. I'm not going to question it too much because I feel like it'll break my brain. Let's get back up in here. I am so highly caffeinated today. I got that feeling like in the pit of my stomach where when you have way too much coffee or like way too much caffeine, you're just like, nyeh. You feel all kind of twitchy, like, nyeh. I don't know. That's how I feel right now. I feel like a sheep. So what I could do, I really, really like shotguns, but in video games they always disappoint me and they're never as fun as I think they should be. So I'll probably leave that one for right now. We can make metal walls if we wanted to. We can also make stone window frames. Making stone bases would be kind of cool. I do think that making dinosaur gateways and making a big badass base is something that I'd like to do in the future, but it takes so long to farm things that I never get around to it. So let's just sit on the points for right now. Actually, let's get some farming stuff, too. I'm going to go back. Where are the farming things at? I know that there's, like, a compost bin, so I want that. And then I also wanted... The storage box is cool, but I think I've already got a couple of those back at... There we go. We got a farming plot right there. I'll take that just because, I wanted to see what it would feel like. The cooking pot is probably a good idea, too, so let me take that. And then... An ichthyosaurus? Oh, really? There's an Ichthyosaurus saddle. What level is the Ichthyosaurus? That's got to be a pretty low level then. Like, I've never even seen an ichthyosaur in game, though. Typically, when I go out in the water, it's just megalodons. If you don't know what an ichthyosaur is, that just means that it's a fish lizard. That's all that it is. It's that one dinosaur that looks kind of like a brontosaurus with flippers on it underwater. That's what an ichthyosaur looks like. They're carnivorous. They're a little bit grumpy. They're pretty big. I actually did a paper on ichthyosaurus. Well, I didn't do a paper on ichthyosaurus, but you can go to Nevada, and there's a place called Ichthyosaurus State Park or something like that, where you can go and you can see like a whole bunch of ichthyosaur skeletons, and I've been there. It was fun. It was very, very cool. Fun factoid, they've actually wondered, because they have this spot where like a bunch of ichthyosaurs died simultaneously. And so they have this spot where there's like hundreds of bones from hundreds of different ichthyosaur specimens just laying on the floor of what used to be the ocean. And there's a lot of hypotheses as to what happens. It was probably like a turbidite or something like that, which is basically just like a giant glacial mudslide. Well, not a glacial mudslide, but if you go underwater to like the seashell, and assume that there's a giant mudslide underwater, that's all that a turbidite is. It's a giant-ass mudslide underwater, the size and scope of which most people can't comprehend. It's a pretty catastrophic event if you're underwater. And so anyways, I think that, you know, that's more than likely with some event like that, like some random phenomena that took place underwater that wiped out a whole bunch of them by burying them. It also makes sense that they'd be fossilized perfectly if they were buried in the mud by a turbidite or whatever. But there's one guy, there's this one paleontologist who his theory is that a giant kraken was hunting ichthyosaurs underwater, and then it was intelligent, so it arranged their bones as artwork. And everybody makes fun of him. So I just leave him alone, but I thought it was an interesting theory, quote-unquote interesting theory. So anyways, our kitties are a little bit susceptible to death right now. So these are reasonably new tigers. We don't want to get them in too much trouble, but I do think we have the opportunity to get a Pteranodon today. And in order to do that, what I'd like to do is we're going to start out by just killing off... We're in the Valley of Dinosaur Lag, by the way. The Valley of Dinosaur Lag, I think we should probably get out of it. I've talked to a number of people here, and actually everybody knows about this valley. It's near the center of the map, and for whatever reason, the spawn rates on dinosaurs here are way over the top, and so it causes everybody to lag when they come down in here. I've heard a number of people call it the Valley of Dinosaur Lag, and so you're just like, let's get out of here, and we're going to go hunt some dinosaurs because we need meat. We need meat before we can train a Pteranodon, and so they're up in the air right there. Once we get them, we're going to make ourselves a saddle. It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm excited about this. I've been really, really stoked to get up into the air and be able to travel a little bit more rapidly. Let's kill this Phiomia real quick. Why is this kitty not jumping in on that fight? Kitty, are you not on aggressive right now? What's going on? Yeah, you're on neutral, so let me put you on attack my target. And let me store up a little bit of meat right here. Phiomia, give forth your bounty. He's like, no, I wanted to stay living. It's a dick move. I was going bowling on Friday with Stacy. This is not okay. And then I dematerialized him. No more bowling with Stacy. That sounds like one of those pop punk bands from back in the 90s. Bowling with Stacy. It's like bowling for soup. But you know, I'm making modifications. I'm doing the best that I can to make it entertaining and humorous. I don't want to go near a T-Rex right now because our chances of winning against a T-Rex are pretty slim with our current team. I'd have to jump in on it, and actually my Scorpion doesn't deal that good of damage. He's not that useful at damage dealing, so I tend to try to keep him out of combat. Well, he's got a load of HP, and he's a pretty good tank, but otherwise, he's not the most useful pet to have around when you're trying to fight with the enemy. The Tyrannosaurus looks like it's going to go after that Pteranodon anyway, so that's fine. What happens with the Pteranodon? So if you're hunting a Pteranodon, there's a couple ways we can take them down. The first is with a rock. If you can hit a Pteranodon like perfectly in the face with a slingshot rock, supposedly it knocks it out on the first go. Or we can hit it with a trank arrow while we're out here. I think the trank arrow is probably the better call, so that's what I'm going to try for. We'll follow it around as much as we need to. I don't know if it's going to run us like straight off the map or anything. There's another Phiomia down. I'm doing this for two reasons, by the way. I need the meat, and then the second reason that I'm doing this is that we have to level up our tigers. These tigers, unfortunately, we're back to square one. So, like, I have to go in and re-level both these little guys. Unfortunately, they're not going to last very long. Most dinosaurs are pretty susceptible to dying unless they have more than, like, 600 HP. That's right around the point where they start surviving things, but even then, it's not that reliable. 1,000 is where I assume they're basically unkillable. While we're out here, we're also going to get ourselves a little bit of metal, so let's go ahead and do that. I don't have enough metal to make just about anything at my base right now, so unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit of a farming episode, too. Still, at the same time, it should be more entertaining than the last episodes we did, where I was basically just walking up hills all day. I don't need this many stones. Why are you giving me so many stones? That's upsetting. Let me go to... Oh, I'm starving too. Good, good, good. Yeah, my game has been oddly buggy lately. It's been very, very weird the last day or two. I think that it's been having trouble like saving my file or something. Because, for example, when I spawned in the other day, my base was gone. There was no base there, and a bunch of items were missing that I had already farmed out. And then when I logged in a second time, my base was back, and all the items I had farmed were back on my character, but I was way off on the other side of the map. I don't know. There's weird stuff going on right now with the game, and I'm not really sure what to expect from it anymore. I'm going to eat those because I don't need those in my inventory. I'm going to ditch this pick right here because it's worthless, and I've got another one right here, and I've got like 14 more of them on my, I almost called him a Tyrannosaurus, but no, my Carnotaur. He's like, oh man, he almost got all excited about it. He's like, yes, he thinks I'm a T-Rex. My stubbiness of arms has finally come around. I'm going to drop all those rocks because I don't need them, and plus we'll have enough rocks in just a minute to finish things off. Let's be on our way, big bull slasher. Hey, there we go. Don't get stuck underneath the Carnotaur. That's not where you want to be right now. Why is there a turtle way up on this mountain? On top of a mountain is not where I would expect to find a turtle. Are you mate boosted? Are you? Fess up. Are you mate boosted? They should be able to take him out pretty quickly. There we go. Kill off a couple of turtles. That's right. Get our shredder on right there. And now that the master shredder has been accomplished, let's go back over. I guess you could call it the Krang too, if you wanted to. I mean, I don't know. I like shredder better than Krang, although, ooh, shredder better. It sounds like one of those foods that you get from like the cracker aisle. They're like cheesy treats. Be some kind of like circular cheesy cracker that you can eat with salt on top. Shredder cheddars. Better shredder cheddars. Oh my god, this episode brought to you by Nabisco. I love better cheddars, by the way. I don't know if they have those in other countries. But for real, no, forget about it. I don't eat any, you know those little Cheez-Its? Nah, Cheez-Its are okay, but it's all about the better cheddars. Better cheddars are what's on. Alright, so we got that right there. We got a parasaur on this side. I defecated, so we're feeling pretty good about the day right now. I feel like anything can happen after that period of my day. Just go to the bathroom, knock out a good number 2, and then the rest of the day it just feels brighter. It's kind of like when you take your joy pills and We Happy Few. Exact same thing. There's music in the air. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Triceratops murder. Ooh, another one bites the dust. And I'm sure there's enough meat on all of these guys in order to continue a Pteranodon training operation. So, oh, do I have narcotics though? That's a oh no. I don't have any narcotics. Why don't I have narcotics? Did I leave them back at base? Oh, I must have. Oh, noses. Okay, so that's bad. That's really, really bad. So actually, yeah, it's definitely not going to be... I think I had them on one of my tigers that went through the floor of the dungeon. Now that I'm thinking about it. I was storing things on my tigers when I was traveling. Oh, no. So we've been bug bombed again. So what we need to do right now... Ooh, I don't like this. But we're going to have to trek our way all the way back home. Because gathering narco berries out here is not going to be efficient. I don't have any of my critters that are available for narco berry farming. So instead, what I need to do right now is let's travel northwards. I'm going to go beacon hunting for a little bit and see if maybe we can lock down a couple of freebies while we fly around. Let me also take a look at, oh, what are the materials for the rifle, because we need to get some metal too. I'll farm that out real fast, and then in between episodes, if I have to, I'll travel back to our other base, and I'm sure everything will be fine, but we need to farm these up. Hopefully we get lucky and we don't get a whole bunch of stone out of these. Come on. More metal. Okay, well, we got a little bit right there. Put it our way up the hill right now. We got 2 metal. I think that's 2 separate rocks right there. And if I can get myself a couple hundred metal, that would make me pretty happy, because that means when we go back to our base... The problem is, beta base is next to the Valley of Dinosaur lag, so unfortunately it's obnoxious to play over here because my frame rate sucks. Whereas our other base has no metal near it, and so I can't really accomplish anything without the metal being around. So here, let me put some of this metal on the tigers for right now. There you go, 50 metal on you, and then I'm going to drop that so that we don't have anything else in our inventory. A little bit of crystal right there, too, that I got out of the caves while I was farming. All of my gear is broken, so I kind of want to stay out of combat right now. Got a Stega blueprint. I don't think I'm going to do anything with that. Instead, let's just see if we can go back northwards to our other base. And so anyways, I figured out how to fix the problem with my camera on my spider here, or on my arachnid. You've actually got to... You've got to mount him while in first person already, and so that's why it gets all buggy and weird. I don't know. I don't make the rules for these things. It just seems to happen that way. So instead, I just try to work around the edges. We're watching out for metal nodes right now. I know there's a whole bunch on top of the mountain, but that's what we need if we're going to make ourselves a couple of guns and a whole bunch of bullets. Because from what I understand, when we made bullets for the last gun, it took us an entire ingot just to make a single bullet. Now, nobody said what size the ingots are, and that's an excellent point. I looked it up, and I was like, yo, why do we only get 1 bullet for 1 ingot? And somebody logically pointed out that ingots could be of varying sizes, and I was like, ooh, sneaky, sneaky, Mr. Blacksmith, you are correct. I've seen ingots that are just about the size of like a cupcake, and I've seen ingots that are enormous, so absolutely correct right there. Let's farm out a little bit more metal here. Oh my god, we're going to get like 150 stone off this thing. There we go. And if we go a little bit higher up the mountain, we probably have better luck. I don't know if I should do a cut right here where I don't know, right off into the sunset to our other base. I'll figure it out in just a minute. Let me farm up some metal. And after I farm up the metal, I will come back in just a moment. We will be at our other base, which will be pretty sweet. I'm not going to waste time with traveling, I think, because the last couple episodes have been a lot of travel and us just looking around and not accomplishing anything. And I feel like I'm falling down a rabbit hole right now. And so in the interest of keeping my ankles all nice and protected, I think that I'll save you all from the horrible walk that's ahead of us. So, alright, I'll see y'all later. Alright, so we made it back home. That took a long time. A lot longer than I expected anyways. And so what we're going to do for right now is there should be a bunch of Pteranodons around here. So I'm going to deposit the few dinosaurs that I have following me around. And then I'm going to take Lash Nasty out. Actually, I don't think I need to take Lash Nasty out. I just need to locate like where our big supply of narcotics are at, because I know I have like 500 of them around here somewhere. I'm sincerely hoping that all of them weren't deposited on one of the tigers that fell through the world. If that's what happened, I don't know how we're going to fix this aside from just farming for a little while. And if that's what happens, we're not going to get our Pteranodon today. We'll get our Pteranodon tomorrow. However, there's 77 right there, so that'll do it. I've got a bunch more charcoal, too. I think I've got all kinds of stuff around here that's going to be useful. Let's go back over to the forge. 97 metal ingots, a whole bunch of charcoal ready to go, too. Let me throw that in there. And actually, I would really like to get this smelting before we go out, because it could be very, very costly with regards to time to get some of this stuff done. Yeah, he doesn't have it either. Okay, so what we need for right now... We'll run back over to this side, and I'll check and see how much of my weight is being carried along, but I did load both of these little guys up. Oh, good, you leveled again. Enjoy your 1,000 HP. I know I loaded both of these guys up with a whole bunch of metal, and where does that put my weight at? That puts my weight at 129. Okay, I'm going to have to make multiple runs, unfortunately. I'm going to have to go back and forth, so let's get ourselves a case of the runs. Go on over here. Throw those in, so that's 49. I'm hoping we end up with enough ingots to where we can make this gun today, if not tomorrow. I don't think we're going to be able to make a lot of ammo because I don't have a ton of gunpowder on me right now. I haven't gone out and farmed flint in a while, so we may lack the spark powder in order to get all this stuff going, but we should have enough, I think. I don't know. I think we got this enough. Okay, so we're stocked up enough here to where we can get it started. Go ahead and light that. Those won't stack for some reason. This game is very, very odd about stacking. It's one of the little things that I've noticed while I've been playing. Like, sometimes it's perfectly fine combining stacks, and then other times it's like, nah, I don't feel like doing that today. This stack does not go with that stack. Can you not tell that they are somehow distinct and not they're immiscible? You can't do this. No, I refuse. And I'd be like, actually, they look quite missable to me. I mean, it's just a tiny little thing. It's easy to miss. But still, let's go back over to this side. We got one more pile of metal to go. I'm trying to make optimal use of my time right now. I think there may also be charcoal back in the campfire over there, but I'm not completely sure. We'll have to look. There's a little bit more metal. And see, for some reason, that stacked up perfectly fine. Who knows? With our anvil, let's go in here. And in order to make a firearm, we wanted to make ourselves a long neck rifle. It takes 95, 25, and then it'll also take 20 wood. That's not that difficult to make. As far as the rifle bullet goes, what is that going to cost us? 2 ingots. So that's a little bit worse. That's actually going to be difficult to produce for. And then it takes twice as much gunpowder as well. So that's going to be... a thing. I do have a lot more metal here than I thought that I had, so that's good. I've also got some flint, so I can make some spark powder there. But that's probably going to be one of those things that I got to farm in between episodes. Actually, no, they're not doing shit over here. Okay, so since... I don't have any more wood. Let's just go ahead and accomplish what we came to accomplish. Let's go find ourselves a Pteranodon so that we can lock this down and see if possibly we can get ourselves a new pet. We've got a pretty good retinue of dinosaurs going right now. I'm pleased, and dodos. So I'm pleased with what we have, but I always want to expand my menagerie, as it were. Are we overweight right now? I feel like we're overweight right now. In what way are we overweight? My poor dino, just carrying my fat ass all over the place. What's your weight right now? 105. Your food's also pretty low. Here, take those. Take those and eat from them, for they are rotten, which means that you desire them. They're, delicious, rotten food. I love it when my meat has a nice savory crunch to it. Actually, I prefer it like when I go out and I barbecue steaks or whatever. I love it when you can get just like that perfect amount of just braised surface area. I don't know if that's what it's called, but anyways, when you put it on the grill and you just got like that little tinge of crunchiness around the edges where the meat starts to crackle a little bit, it's my favorite. I love that right there. People always ask me how I take my steak, and honestly, I don't care. It can be anything from medium rare to medium well. It doesn't matter at all to me, actually. I'll eat steak as long as it's steak. I like them all in their own way. I don't like blue steaks, though. Blue steaks are nasty. Not down for that. You might as well eat it raw if it's going to be that light. But yeah, I like steak no matter what, but still, I like it if it's got a little bit of crisp around the edges too. So let's find ourselves a victim here. Preferably not near an ocean, although there are always Pteranodons out here, so we might be able to make this work, or Pterodons, or whatever you want to call them. I'm sure I've been saying the wrong thing the entire episode. I called them Dilophodons for like 50 episodes, so you'll excuse me. My dinosaur knowledge is nil. When you study paleontology, fun fact, you don't actually study dinosaurs, like at all. You study bugs and plants and pretty much like little subaquatic creatures. Like that's basically it. You get to dinosaurs like maybe once in like one class, and the vast majority of everything you do is like little graptoloids and things like that. Pretty boring stuff. I need you to just wait here. I want you on neutral. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to get this done. Ah, he's onto me. He's onto me. Oh, it knocked him out. Holy shit, he went out with one hit. Oh, that was unexpected. Alright then. Calm down, buddy. So you need meat. I'm going to stack that up real fast. Throw some narcotics on there. Oh, wow, he's almost starved, too. Hell yeah, he's going to train super fast. Yep, there he goes right there. Oh, we may have lucked out on this one. A wild female Pteranodon. You know what? I don't care how wild you are. You can do whatever you like. That training effectiveness is dropping off pretty quick. But yeah, we may train that one in one big burst. So to address the complaints that you're supposed to let their food go all the way down, in this situation, it was coincidental, and it worked out for us. But it doesn't go faster if they run out of food and you wait for it, because it takes the same amount of time for them to drain all the way to empty as it does for them to train, or to go down to 50 and eat one food at a time. It's the exact same amount of time. You full up? Ah, now we wait. And now we play the waiting game. But luckily, there are things that I want to accomplish right now, like the collection of wood. So we're going to go ahead and do that real fast. Would you kindly put some wood inside my backpack? So there we go. A little bit more off on this side. I'm going to try and get 2 or 3 campfires going so that I can farm up charcoal and make ourselves a few more firearms. And then after that, once we can fly, I'm actually going to go back to the jungle over there, and we're going to fly low over the jungle and see if maybe we can locate for ourselves the raptor that we lost a little bit ago. How you doing, pal? You hanging in there? Having trouble seeing the training bar. There it is. Okay, so that'll probably be like... You gotta be careful when you chop wood next to them like this, because sometimes it'll like cut their wings off and stuff. And if you cut something's wings off, it is not likely to trust you very much in the overall scheme of training. That worked out great. I should find more animals that are close to starving. That'd make my life a lot easier. Well, shit, that was the easiest train I've ever had. Go ahead and take care of you. Go ahead and take care of you right there. Hoping this gets done very, very soon. In order to make the saddle, what did I need? Can I make one right now? If we got the Pteranodon saddle, we need 75 keratin in order for that to work, and we only have 70. We also need 230 hides, but I bet that we've got some of the stuff we need right here. So there's a little bit of keratin, a little bit of chitin, a couple more hides. It's not going to be enough. We're still going to have to wait this one out and go all the way back to base to restock, but I know that I've got the stuff around somewhere, like in one of my boxes or something. This Pteranodon is low enough level anyways to where I'm not going to worry about, wow, that torpor is not very high. That is a concerning low amount of torpor. Either way, we just got a minute or two left so we can make this happen. I'm going to farm up some wood, and that's going to be it for our episode here today, I think. Anyways, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved. I'm going to get this guy all nice and tooled back up. I'm going to go back to our base once he is trained. We'll go ahead and give him a loverly name, and once that's all done for, I figure we'll try and figure out what our next adventure is going to be. Oh, there's a beacon right over there, too. I may go grab that because I think we're actually able to grab it. I think it's a level 35 one. Hi to everybody.